Cut. We're back with another video. Unfortunately, the PCV has took a cack, and in the S55 to replace that,
ew,
just do it by taking the whole valve cover off. See the valve cover. Says the guy whose turbos are out. Shout out to ECS Tuning. They're back with another video sponsor, and we got a new valve cover, coil packs, and spark plugs we're going to be doing today, and I'll show you guys exactly what tools I'm using. I also have some aftermarket bolts, so those are all Allens. I'll try and tell you guys what the stocks are, but I might not know off the top of my head. We're going to tackle this now.
No, I'm not. Piece of shit ass car between.
So since we're doing all that, oh my god, we're gonna disconnect the battery. Don't mind my garage storage back here. We'll just move that all out the way. And then it's just a 10mm, I believe, to get this little. You're gonna want to disconnect your battery. Always want to put a rag there as well, and then don't be an idiot like me. Open your back seats just in case you mess up and close your trunk. Put this right here. They say use an 8 to twist it, but S55 things, it just comes off on both sides. Tool grommets, whatever you want to call them. Don't lose them, because we're not taking the bottom off.
Oh yeah, we can take this off too.
We'll just move that to the side. These will come off soon. Those are just attached right there. Boop. Take them off on both sides. If I can put it. So now we're taking the brace bar off. This is just a 13. You gotta figure out what size that is. 45, and then here we got an E12. What was it? 12. E12 on just this side, and then my front twos are Allen keys because I have aftermarket Downstar ones, so that's different. We got to get the center ones off, and then we can pull this sucker off.
Oh, and this.
On the typical one, it's a 10mm usually, but again, I have Allen keys because I have upgraded bolts, aftermarket bolts. So yeah, normally a 10mm, but we're just using an Allen. And it comes off. I'm looking at a new one. Mine's kind of yellow. What do we think, chat? Should I cop a new one? Yeah? We think? Does this come off entirely?
You have to take off that this thing right here.
Pulling this cable out, and then the wire stripping, getting it all just dumped down on the floor. Then we'll go in to all these and hit them with an E12. So we're gonna need to take off that back aluminum brace, and then there's like 2 points back there that we have to get to after. Here we got an E14, one on each side in the little wells. We'll get those out real quick, and then we have the 2 center ones, and then it comes off. Get to the back where you supposedly just pop these out. So now I can get to those. Stick those little guys right there. I got this game.
Yeah, that's our time for
Okay, bruh.
What the hell?
I need leverage, okay.
Come on, push, bro.
Put it back.
I know I can do it. I just.
All right, guys, hold on. We're gonna take a 5-second break. And all right, guys, we're back.
Or let's see if I can get this one.
Take a deep breath, and while you're exhaling, you pull down.
I remember how I was even holding it.
You want me to break it?
No.
Okay.
I got this.
You
But I'm
actually
weaker with this hand.
Bro.
No, you're not, Chuck.
Bro, you
Go.
you're
You
counter.
almost had it, bro. You almost had it. You almost broke it loose, bro. Push. No, stop locking, bro. Lock in, man. Lock in.
I told you my left hand is just.
We're out of gun in the car, bro.
Just tabs, right? And I pull up.
Oh yeah, it's a sensor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it should
sensor. Shock absorber.
On the back, it looks like.
Look, oh no, look, there's 2 push tabs. Look, there's a tab right there, and then there should be one on the other side.
I do, but I'm not the strongest fella in the world.
See what I mean, Zach? There's 2 little tabs on the side.
If you need support, call 1-800-BMW. It'll be there for you. Just all tens, taking off that back plastic piece. Using a 6mm hex now to loosen up the clamps, both front and back, and then I believe it's an E6 to get to the bottom. Uno, dos. Swivel extender E10 to get to the one on the bottom by the chart. I'm gonna break that. Boop. So for these, you want to pull up first and then pull off this just pops out, and then so you want to pull up because it usually sits on a little grommet right there, and then pull off the intercooler. But this is the front one.
That's a charge.
They say. Yes, I know. This one, but the back one should be completely dry. And obviously, with my PCV issue, it's just a little weensy bit. But we're gonna put this down and go to the back one now. If you got aftermarket pieces of amazingness intakes, regardless, you're gonna have to take off this inlay. So I'm gonna take off the inlay and the little clamp right here and just kind of pull this back. So doing that, I will just remove all these cables as well. Just pull up. I'll pull this John back a little, leave it there for a little, and then the inlay. Oh, you just pull it out. Wait, that's the turbos down there?
Yeah, so this is the turbo.
Yo! So if I was to do the 251i, that's where I'm going? Straight for those?
The turbos.
Chat, should I do 251i? Pull up. And back. I got this out last time, don't ask. Sideways and pull down. There it goes. That's exactly what I did this time. Ink. So we're taking off the mass airflow sensors now. You just stick a pick tool under and pull up to remove. Then you're gonna flip back because in time we're just gonna be flipping everything over. But we're gonna take the charge cooler off now. We're gonna want to move our charge cooler, our intercooler as much as we can, just loosening it up from the J pipe with this 6mm. Yeah. And I'm gonna put that to the side here. And then for the plastic piece, you just pull up and it all comes out. I studied, guys, but I'm forgetting my studies. Say if there's oil inside your Valvetronic actuator, it is indeed toast. We're clear here, but they do sell this piece, I believe, alone so that you can replace it. That comes off, and then we're gonna have to swap over this piece, but also if this piece has oil, they do sell that separately as well. So we're gonna move on with the next. If it does not come out, just pinch the sides and it should eject. See, it'll eject out, and then you pull out. So we will be doing that. I will also be taking all my coils out and my spark plugs because we're putting in new ones. But yeah, so I'm gonna do all of those real quick. Coils, y'all. Something interesting going on here. You ever wonder like how someone came up with a car? I don't know, man, something fishy, but y'all ready for this ASMR? Sounds good. A little T25 action, get these two engine points off. Ooh. Loosening up the negatives for all the fuel rail, and then we'll be able to pull this back. Now we can just attempt to bring this up and over. Up and over. Just out of the way. And then now the fuel rail, but we gotta do those. So drop the 8 in there. I don't know if you can see. But 1, 2, it's in that one. We flipped the harness over, unplugged those. Ended up taking a break last night, but waiting on Zach to bring the 17mm wrenches because we got to get these 2 off for the fuel rail. And then right now I took off all the negative terminals and I'm just doing these 10mm right here, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to disconnect this and we're going to try and flip it all over. Try and move this out of the way because don't really want to take off my intercooler because you got to refill the entire thing. We tried moving it back just a little bit by taking the clamp off on the J-pipe, but it's honestly so hard to pull off, so we're gonna just try and work around it. If not, worst comes to worst, we're gonna have to take it off and refill it with coolant, but for now we're just trying to work around it. So now I'm going to be moving this cable. It's just a T50. It is the battery cable. Well, mine might not be a T50. Let's try smaller, probably T45. So it looks like mine's a T47, so I'm just gonna break that loose and then take that off. So just slide up. It goes under that cable, has to remind me. And we just pull back. Yeah. So just taking this little bolt that's on this plastic pipe off. It's a T25 and that connects to the blow-by heater. Then there's just a little tab on the bottom. Use the A-pick tool to push back and then you just kind of wiggle her out. She snappeth. But what your blow-by heater does that I learned is it prevents the condensation from freezing in your crankcase. So, oh man, that shit's nasty.
Yeah, so usually people get a oil catch can and then it deletes that.
Really?
So yeah, that's where your oil catch can goes.
Oh really? So it plugs into where this normally goes.
Yeah.
This oxygen sensor off the side, it usually is just on these little metal tabs and wires. So we're gonna try and pop this sucker out and then unplug. Sometimes they say you can just put little zip ties or washi tape or something to signify which is which so you don't confuse them. We're just stuffing some shop towels under because we're about to open and crack open the fuel rail. A little 17mm. Let's see if I'm strong enough. Yeah, crack that. Do I even have fuel? Oh my god, that smell is amazing. I'm such an idiot. Crack. And we're just gonna leave it like that. All is the fuel rail. It's kind of crazy. When I got this car, I was like, this is gonna be the car I learn on, right? There's not gonna be many issues, but I'll figure it out. The next thing I wanted to do was valve cover, and it just so happened that my PCV went out. God is good, man. Here I am learning how to do my valve cover. And so this is just a pick tool, just like that, right? Use the pick tool, push back, pull the sensor off, and I'm just gonna tuck that back. Zach was the strength today and pulled it off, and then pulled this side off the J-pipe. We just had the clamp right there. So There is a little bit of oil residue, and that is because of my PCV issue. I have been driving it a little bit with the PCV issue, so basically what happens is that's like a baby oil catch can, but when it's broken, it acts as like a vacuum almost backwards into the engine, so it's not ideal to be driving on it. But we're here fixing it. J-pipe looks like it's going out, but there will be another video coming very soon where I'm doing some things to my engine bay. 11 millimeters that mount the fuel rail to the engine, so we are just getting those off, and then after we'll be tackling the valve cover. So you just pull the plastic off by pulling over and then pulling down. It has a little notch right here, but that was blocking the center 11 millimeter, so had to take that off, but you just do that by hand. What do you mean?
That swivel is crazy. I don't know, I've never really used a swivel before.
Yes, you have. The other one's gonna be right there, so I'm squeezing in from the other side because it's easier to get a visual, but there was another little plastic clip right there, and then the other one will be right here. So gonna do those real quick. And for the other one that was right in front of, under the intercooler, we used a double extension, and Zach just held up the intercooler while I did it. Now we're gonna knock out all these E10s on the valve cover, and the valve cover cams. Oh, I don't know what other maniacs are out there that get excited when their car breaks down, but man, oh man. When you put them back on, there's a specific pattern you have to follow, and I believe they're all 9 Newton meters. But when taking them off, I guess you do not. They don't come out fully, so you just want to loosen them to a point. But yeah, there is 22 of them. Just using a 13 millimeter now to get these like ball joints off. There's 2 of them. 1, 2 to get to the back 2. So we're just trying to pry it off now without breaking anything else. There's a couple things that we need to swap over after, and this is one of them that I just ended up pulling off right away. So now I'm going to take out the old spark plugs. You first put it in without the ratchet, and then have it grip inside. Also, when you're taking them off, you just want to wiggle it off loosely, but you'll feel it grips. Number 1 is out. These mofos look worn as shiz, but we got new ones, so let's hope she runs a little better. On to the next one. Feel it grip.
I think you can take it off.
Try.
Yeah.
Let's try, gang. Let's try. Go now. Pressure. Pressure. Don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something, gang. All right, gang. I'm gonna use the pry bar in the back.
So then they should be up then, right?
Should I try loosening it more? If I slide it up. The culprit. All because of this little damn culprit. My head. Was that a head? Right? And we'll wipe that down, and then we'll start transferring everything and tossing the new one. New spark plugs. New coils. Let's chat about it, gang. We're doing a crash course with Zach. He's teaching me some things.
So we're just looking at her engine, and it looks pretty good. She's been doing her oil changes on time. No staining, no oil staining. The cam lobes look pretty good, pretty fresh. They look good. So yeah, pretty solid engine. She's ready to go.
Bonks my head.
Just clean out the sides, the gasket.
All down here. Goes on here. Then I'll transfer all these little metal pieces over to this side. besides the 2 ball or grommets on the front, or whatever they're called, you're just using a 13, taking that one off, swapping that to here, and then there's another one on this side, as well as the 2 in the front, but those will wait to put on. Get this little guy. Look how sparkly it is though. We went with the aluminum one. I was originally gonna anodize it to match all my new. I just want my car running right now. So, might get another one and give this one to the homie. We'll see.
Yeah.
Used my little spoon and then kind of went around the ridge, pulled it off, and just slides right onto this one. But I think that's everything. You have your little metal pieces. All the original bolts stay on. Fuck the old piece PCB. Comes with 2 new front ball grommet thingies. I'm gonna keep my old oil cap for now, most likely, but I have a new one for my engine bay. Start putting in the new bolts, and it already has the new gaskets on the bottom, so yeah. Well, there comes with 4 long ones, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. We also need to swap over the little gasket for the Valtronic eccentric actuator.
Eccentric shaft, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, we need to transfer that gasket over. E6. Gonna clean her off real quick. While I try and figure out where all those aftermarket bolts go, I'm going to do my spark plugs real quick. So just using the same tool, a 14mm, has a little rubber inside it so it can grip on. Just gonna apply some of the grease onto the spark plug, stick them in very gently so I don't mess them up, and then finally gonna use my snap-on torque wrench to torque them down. Just applying a little dab, and then I'm gonna smear that real quick. Spark plugs get torqued to 23 newton meters for the S55. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that real quick and knock them all out. All of them are in now, so now just going to use my handy dandy snap-on. Attempting to put this in alone is going to be a mission right now, but let's see if I can do it. Bit stuck here, but should fall into place nice and smooth. So now we're gonna start our cross threading pattern. Flip over the, we'll first do the fuel lines, flip over the wiring harness after that. Yeah, but there's a little guide you can follow. I'll put it in the screen real quick. But you have to cross thread them, and as you do them it starts to lift a little bit, so you have to go back after. These are all torqued down to 9 newton meters, and I believe they're still E12s, but I'll double check that. On number 4 out of like almost 30, but the reason they have you do this is because from factory this is how they tighten it, and it allows the gasket to seal properly, whereas like if you just go random back to front, it'll just lift at random areas. And just follow the little map and you should be fine. So I'm just going in and hand tightening them all, and then I'm going to torque them to spec right after. Just finished hand tightening all of them. We did 26. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my snap-on wrench. It should all be set to 9 newton meters. And go ahead and do that exact same pattern how it shows on the map to tighten it all. Just screwed all the back 11 millimeters. There's 4 of them. I'm gonna reattach the 2 plastic pieces, and then for the wiring, I just re-threaded them through their little metal holding places. So yeah. So just tucked the oxygen sensor wire back here. And then I'm gonna put the inlay back on. These aren't coming off, so I have to figure out a solution right now, but these go under there and then you just screw them back on. So we'll work on those in a second. After that's done, I will reattach the Blowby heater, because mine broke, so I got one right there. So just slid in the fuel rail, it pops into place. Just make sure those line up. I actually had to take out the 11 millimeters I just did. Should line up. The plastic piece goes here and here. I just plug in the sensor, you just slide that back in. Make sure these line up, this one and this one. And then going to retighten all of these and start attaching the wiring harness. Installed the fuel rails, tightened those are all 15 millimeter. And then I went ahead and pulled the wiring harness down. These are both T25s. Then now putting on the 8 millimeter nuts back, and then we'll be plugging in all of these little cables, and then we'll put the coils, the new coils in, and plug those in. Go ahead and install the new coils, making sure they're facing the same way as the connector. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do those real quick. You open it up, see how there's a little triangle. There's like this little piece. It kind of shows you where to go. That front triangle piece should face forward. Hold on, the connector is stuck so you can't see. It'll pop into those little metal grooves. You just want to push down all the way. You're gonna push this in, then you'll see the cap start to go down. Push that down, and then you want to plug the connector in, and you'll hear just like a little click. Boop. And that's just how you install those. Just putting it back together now. Put the battery cable back on. That was a T45 on mine. Normally it's T50. You're gonna want to make sure you put this before putting the plastic piece back on. Make sure it's over, because that other plastic piece will go there with the weather stripping, and that tucks in there. I did reinstall my J pipe, was just a 6 millimeter hex. This we're gonna wait on. There was a sensor we unplugged, so you just push it back up. I just slid these back down. These are the shock absorber sensors, so we'll just plug these in after. Here next we just put the plastic cover. Here you'll just push it back into the little tab, and then that wire clicks here. You'll hear a click for that as well. And then this I just tightened down with the T45. Slid the cover back on, and then for the charge pipe you just flip it like the U shape, push it under this. Easier to plug the top in first. You just slide that in, and then you make sure it sits on this little rivet right there, and then push it down all the way. You're gonna want to wiggle it all the way in. Just tighten that. I'm using a E10 with an extension to get to it. It's easier if you just have the inlay out, so I'm gonna put the inlay back in now. That I have just an Allen key because it's an aftermarket bolt, and then we'll do the front charge pipe, put the intake back on to the inlay. Yeah. Just a regular 10 millimeter to slide the plastic back in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 on that side. Then the aluminum brace goes back in. It'll be the two 16 millimeters in the back, I believe, and then all the little ones on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll put the carbon brace back on. We'll be able to secure that, and then plug in the shock absorbers. So remember, there's 2 big T's in these little holes on both sides. Then you have that one, that one, that one, that one. This little piece will clip into the little hole right here, and then you have the little 10 millimeter. And then the other side is typically a 10 millimeter that connects to the carbon brace, but since I have aftermarket bolts, it will be an Allen.